Hold on this computer. And I believe we're going live in the next few seconds. No, Mosa Mshamba. We're live, guys. We're live. We're live.
Oh, excellent.
What we do, because it takes a few minutes for the viewers to come, is just share the post to other pages. If you want, you can go to Radull Live on Facebook and just share the post to any of your Facebook pages, which is what my producer and I. If he hears the word producer and he's not being paid a shilling, I'll be in trouble. We're doing right now. All right, we're just sharing so that the viewers can come. Because I don't want them to miss even your names. Your names are important. But the teams you support are importanter. All right, so guys, I think we're good to go because I can see that viewers have come in. Let me send a shout out to anyone. Hey, Princess Nelly, this is a Man United supporter. How dare she be first? Hi Nelly, how you doing? Raima Jaka, ooh, this lady was actually one of the commentary team the other day. Ngesti DS Dungamata is also watching right now. But guys, this is the first edition of the Terrace, which is where the fans take over. I think what happens here in Nairobi especially is there are certain people who think they own the rights to banter. And I can see how Arab Memes is looking at me because he feels he also owns the rights to banter. But I want you guys to introduce yourselves. I'll start with the champion. I'll start. Hilda Chepto, you introduce yourself. Tell us which team you support and why. Although it's obvious by your jersey.
When you say the champion.
Good evening,
Memes, we're not champions. Huh? Hilda.
Definitely. Hi. Yeah, my name is Hilda Chepto. I'm a Liverpool fan for a very long time. I'm a sports blogger. I'm a football analyst. Yeah, that's me basically.
That's Hilda Chepto in a nutshell. Let me see who finished after that. There's no Man City person here. We'll go to Alfred. Since you finished third and you think that there's a trophy for third, Alfred, ever introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Alfred Kibet. I'm a Man United fan. And some people have been asking, it's like you won a trophy. Yes, it's a trophy. Being third after being sixth and eighth for a long time, that's a trophy.
So you won the third place trophy. As an Arsenal fan, I should keep quiet because for the longest time we won fourth place trophy. Let me go to the team that finished fourth. Just made it into the top four. Justice Makideo.
Hey, that's who I am, Justice Makideo.
First of all, you don't know how to follow instructions because you're supposed to be wearing your jersey.
You know, with this Nairobi weather, you wash it and then it doesn't dry up.
Can you only have one?
He has only one jersey.
No. I have several, but there's one particular one that I really love. So it's the one that I wanted to, to don on. To put it on.
We'll believe that story for now. And then introducing the Arsenal fan in the group, because I'm the moderator today, is Arab Memes. I'm not supposed to introduce you. Introduce yourself.
Thank you. So to everybody, I'm Arab Memes. To the chosen few, I also go by the name Masharia. And I've been supporting Arsenal for, 19 years, I think. 19, 20 years. So there's nothing you guys can tell me to change my team. I love my team and I'll never, ever change it.
You're like me. We are called Masafaras. Guys, before we get into match day 38, because that is primarily what I want to discuss today, the excitement of yesterday, I want to know why each of you decided to support the team you support and for how long. Hilda, who was the influence for you to decide Liverpool is the team for me? Considering they've just won their first EPL title since you were born.
Gerrard. It was just Steven Gerrard. I think my first time, 2006, during the World Cup, I saw Gerrard in the midfield. I thought he was an exciting player. Then I just did a research to find out which team he plays for. And then I found Liverpool FC. The moment I go to see Liverpool play and hearing "You'll Never Walk Alone," that was it for me. And the rest is history.
You felt you'd have company all the time. I think I can name. Sorry, I can name incidences when Liverpool walked alone, but I'll respect you for now and give you the benefit of the doubt. By the way, guys, you also
no more banter. We are not a banter club.
Okay, Sawa, champion Hilda. Only for today, champion Hilda. Makideo, why did you decide it's Chelsea? As you put on your jersey, seriously?
Well, this is how it started, by the way. It's a very funny story, yeah? But if you've noticed...
It better be funny, yeah?
Okay, let me take that back. It's not a funny story, but it's an interesting story. Sisi, as a family, the Mokideus, we like almost all of us support Chelsea. So it started with our firstborn, you know, it's called Zablon. And then from there, you know, the passion that he had for the Chelsea team just like trickled down to all of us, paka to our lastborn now, who happens to be Alex Mwakideu. So all of us Chelsea fans, and I can say this, I mean, I've never regretted from the word go to support this just awesome team that has won us trophy after trophy after trophy.
Oh God! You know when people speak with their hands, they're trying to force the point home. Alfred, why did you decide it's Red Devils?
Okay, mine also is a story. My brother used to be a fan of Mathare United when Mathare United was the real Mathare United, when they won the championship, the KPL. I think that was around 98 there.
2008.
98.
Oh, 98. Way back.
Wow.
Okay.
Way back. So now, after that, we started now watching this EPL. And that time, United were really doing well with the likes of Akina Beckham, Kina Nicky Bath, those guys. So that's when I decided to support United. And I think we won the league for almost 3 years. Ikifuatana. That's why
99 was the year.
Yes.
99, I think, was the year you swept everything.
Everything. We had a treble.
Okay. Arab Memes, why have you decided to join Masafaras?
Well, for me, Masafaras started with, started with France. I loved France. Well, my dad used to support France. And then for some weird reason, I just started liking Emmanuel Petit. One thing led to another, you know, now getting to know Wenger those days. He joined Arsenal. And I got to learn how good Bergkamp is. I honestly didn't like Henry. Let me be honest. I didn't like Henry then. Yeah, he was.
How do I remove you from this broadcast? How do I remove you?
I'm giving you the genesis.
That's the only Arsenal player that we know.
Exactly. Now you see. Look at this jersey. We are from these days. Not the Arsenal people just talk about now.
Not next season.
We knew before on. Exactly. Now you. So I got to learn about Bergkamp. I love the way he plays. I love the way he used to assist. And then now eventually, Henry now took the limelight, and of course, my love for Arsenal just grew. And I've loved Arsenal since.
It grew. I want us to go to yesterday, match day 38, guys. It's been I mean, the season has been long. It's been long for everybody. We all know why. But there are not that many last day of the season when there's so many permutations and teams that could not. Let's start with Alfred, who I know it had a happy ending. What was match day 38 for you? How confident were you going into yesterday? And what do you think worked for you?
To be sincere, I wasn't that confident for yesterday.
Really?
Dealing with first of all, Wilfred Ndidi and Vardy, that was really a difficult task. And I didn't think that we would actually win by 2 goals. I thought Solskjaer would defend the game.
VAR.
Yes?
VAR.
No, the penalty was deserved. We won that penalty.
It's
actually the tackle was, yes?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying that penalty, we deserved that penalty. And of course, our Lord Lingard scored. First goal since 28.
Yes.
In fact, he should be known as VAM, Video Assisted Man United. That's for throughout the season. That's for throughout the season.
Yeah.
Caro, that one I disagree, because the reason why we've been getting penalties is because our players are very fast, especially the 3 guys, Bruno, Anthony, and Rashford.
Anthony, yes, but Bruno isn't really that fast, to be honest.
But he knows how to hold the ball. In the process, he wins a foul.
Do you know,
yes.
You guys have only, I'm sorry, I know it's Alfred's turn, but you guys have
No, it's an engagement. Engage him.
You guys have only been winning since post-COVID, but before then, so clearly you guys can only perform in a closed stadium. You're only used to training grounds and all that stuff.
Not really. Actually, even in December, without Pogba, we performed with Fred in the midfield and Matic. They did really well.
Okay, I think Alfred, clearly here, no one is in agreement with you, not unless there was some, sort of VAR influence here, which unfortunately doesn't happen to be the case. No one is agreeing to what you're saying. You are clearly Queen's team, na nyinyi mulibebwa kwa sababu nyinyi ni timu ya malkia wa Uingereza, kwa hivyo lazima muwe champions, lazima.
That one I disagree completely. The only penalty that maybe I would say it wasn't a penalty was the one it was against
was it Villa?
Villa?
I think
yes,
it was
Villa.
Villa.
That one was not a penalty.
In fact, there's a comment here. There's a comment here from Ochiweda. Him and his family support the mighty Arsenal. And he says, can Alfred talk about 14 penalties? 14 penalties. And you want to say it's because you have very fast forwards.
First of all those penalties were won.
14 penalties.
Well-deserved penalties for that matter.
Alfred, I want to ask you a question. Are you proud to be supporting a team that is associated with that record of having the most penalties awarded to them in a season? Is that something that you are proud of?
Makideo, first of all, yes, I'm proud to support Man United. Yeah? And first of all, just to respond to you, we won those penalties. And penalties being part of the game, I mean, what is wrong with that?
Okay.
And the good thing is, right now, unlike before, we have guys who can take those penalties. So, I don't know if you remember, there was a time we lost 2 penalties.
Wow.
Pogba and someone.
Well done.
There was such a time. There was Pogba and someone lost 2 penalties.
Pogba and Rashford. First, the one against it was against Wolves.
Yeah.
It was actually, I think, towards the end of the first half when Pogba lost that penalty. But when you see, we've been doing well. And we won those penalties because our forwards are fast.
Fast.
They are very
Okay.
fast.
Okay.
Let's move away from the penalty issue.
Yeah.
I think Man United, I mean, everyone here, I think, would agree that the informed team after the break has been Man United. But unfortunately, unfortunately, the out-of-form team post-break has been Leicester City. So you guys were quite fortunate that
not only Leicester,
the
even
spot
Chelsea,
you were taking. Yeah, Chelsea were lucky that they were already in the top 4. These Wakideos, they were lucky they were already there. But you were lucky that
Carol,
Leicester was in such poor form after the
Carol,
break.
let me just say something that I will admit. The reason we are in top 4, one of the reasons we are in top 4 is because the two teams who are supposed to run away with it didn't perform, especially after January. Yes, and that is Chelsea and Leicester. Because these are guys who they were like 15 points ahead of us.
Yeah, I agree.
We managed to overturn that.
Thanks to the penalties.
Let's
not
talk about
penalties. It's not all about penalties. Penalties are part of the game.
Okay.
Wait, Mwakideo, let's move on to your case. Simply because let's move to you because yesterday is, I think, one day, Mwakideo, that you were praying for Man United to win, because heaven forbid that Leicester had sneaked in. And you had also not what. Do you know it would have been Chelsea out there in the cold?
It will have been a disaster. It will have been a disaster, I agree. But I think one of the factors that you have earlier mentioned on is that the fact that Leicester, after post-COVID, the break, as the team that, were a little bit sluggish and they were not in the tempo, and that therefore made them kidogo lose points. So that's how Man U actually came from nowhere. It's not because that Chelsea, we had already set up our points. Tulikuwa mbele sisi hata Man U na penalty zao, by the way, hawangetupita hata na penalty zao.
Mwakideo.
Let me finish, Alfred. The only reason why Man U finished on top of Chelsea is because of Leicester. Leicester were out of form, and that's the reason why. It's not just that Man U are better than Chelsea. No, guys, look at it the other way. It's because Leicester were out of form. Okay?
Is he really saying that and believing it? Hilda, let Hilda talk. I think we're too loud. Let Hilda speak. Hilda, what do you think?
I think also Leicester had a lot of injuries. I think post-COVID, they had a lot of injuries. Most of their players they didn't have players, as in they were not consistent. So I think Man U and the rest, they just took advantage of it. And that's how they ended up in the Champions League. But at the end of the day, they can be in the round of 32 of Europa.
Arab memes.
Yes, they might not survive the group stages. So it's not a big worry.
They'll come and find Arsenal after we've won the FA Cup. They'll come and meet us in Europa. Arab memes.
Yeah. Yes.
I know it's a strange area to talk about, as for Arsenal fans to talk about the top 4. But do you think Mwakideo is speaking any sense? Because for me,
I think Mwakideo has a bit of sense, but
he needs to take responsibility for his own team.
For what? Man U are not better than Chelsea. What responsibility am I going to take? It's simple. Man U are not better than Chelsea. They are not.
Mwakideo, I really don't.
The table doesn't lie.
And then also, I don't. Okay, he's talking about Leicester. So Leicester take points away from Chelsea. Maybe that should be the question. Yeah, I mean, you're saying you're better than Man U, and then you are also saying because Leicester were not performing, they were out of form. Then did they take points from Chelsea?
Let me read some comments from fans here. Silas Muga, he says Liverpool gold, Man City silver, Man United bronze, Chelsea sanitizer and Arsenal masks. That's not funny at all. Ochiweda, locked from Capernaum. Ben Kinanjui says,
That's not nice.
Ben Kinanjui says, Arsenal were awarded certificate of participation. Congratulations.
As usual.
Izzy Kim says, my team is well represented. Man United #3. Betty Mweni Wambua, Blues all the way. Martin Yamunga is tuned. Mureithi Jim Levy says, Carol, Ulini Toa Ivo too. You know, this guy was supposed to be on this panel, but took like 24 hours to reply a message and we could not wait. You can be on next week, maybe we'll see about that. Rono Kipchumba, Team Gunners, Felix Makatia is locked in. John Otieno, Manchester United is tuned in. Doreen Kangua, Arsenal all through. Team Masafara. Arab memes, have we accepted that? Team Masafara.
No,
Yeah,
we're coming in to get the trophy next weekend. So Chelsea, Justus.
Say that again. Say that again, my friend.
He's too embarrassed to wear. Makideo's too embarrassed to wear his Chelsea jersey. Arab memes, what I want to ask you about is yesterday's game. Arsenal, we started like Arsenal, full of confidence, 3-0. Then what happened?
You know, I think the main issue was we started playing the ball to Aubameyang a bit too much. It became a bit too obvious. And that's what Watford also noticed. So, of course, we had one eye on the Golden Boot, which we are all trying to, you know, we are one team and we're trying to get Aubameyang to win.
Backfired.
Yeah, but now that also got to us and it honestly did. It backfired and he missed it by one goal, unfortunately. But we are really, really lucky we have that keeper. Oh, my goodness. Otherwise, I think we'd have had a very, very, our season would have been even worse. So I think our main issue was really depending too much on Aubameyang, trying to give him the ball, the golden ball. And I don't want to talk about some players we got from Chelsea, but I have to say it. David Luiz really needs to go back.
He should go back to
I didn't
Chelsea.
talk about it, but he needs to go back to Chelsea, honestly.
Carol,
As a gift.
let's talk about David Luiz.
Yes, my darling. Hilda, talk about David Luiz.
Tell me about David Luiz. I really don't.
You see, we've become the laughing stock because of David Luiz. But isn't it frustrating? Isn't it frustrating knowing that he's not as poor as he is showing? You know, when you know a player is actually gifted. We actually did buy a gifted player from Chelsea.
Yeah. Did you see the way he performed against Man City and Liverpool? That was excellent. That was the David Luiz we know. But when you look at it again, he's conceded 5 penalties, is it?
Yeah.
So who else causes so many penalties? It's just, I don't know. I hope we don't get the same player next week because it's a tale of two halves. Like Man City. There's a Man City you can get where you can beat them 2-1, 2-0. But there's a Man City you'll get like the one they played against Norwich and beat them 5. So it depends. Yeah. You can get one team and
all in all, I think David Luiz is not a bad player, you know, and I think it's also a matter of who he plays with. So going to Arsenal again, it didn't give him, the benefit of playing with good players around him. And that whenever that happens with David Luiz, you find him making a lot of mistakes, rush tackles na vitu kama hizo. And that's, I think, where, Arsenal have never been known as a defensive team. Arsenal ni team inaweza kukuchapa, lakini kuachapa pia ni rahisi. So when you put... No, but then for real, when you put David Luiz, someone who really depends on very good, support defenders hapo, na unaweka na madefender wa Arsenal ambao ni tunajua siku zote ni mteremko. What do you expect?
A player of his caliber, Mwakideo, a player of David Luiz's caliber, surely should be able to step up. He's more experienced.
I totally agree with Mwakideo on this.
Yeah.
It depends on who he plays with.
Yeah. And the formation.
people around Luis are the ones letting him down, and they make him make those rash tackles. In the process, causing those penalties and such. So for me, Luis is a good player. It's only that he doesn't have enough support.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to.
You know, I beg to differ because a player worth 45, 50 million pounds should not depend on who he's playing, who's next to him.
That's
he should
my
be able
point.
to stand. Yeah. That's the
Supposed
same
to
way
make the
Liverpool,
defenders around
Hilda,
him.
you know, you got Van Dijk. He
Mhm.
honestly didn't have to really have bigger players next to him, but he's the one who's standing his ground and he's performing and he's leading you guys on. So for
And
us,
he's
we have
making other players around him better. Yeah.
exactly. So for 45 million pounds, surely we deserve much better than that.
Before we get into Liverpool, and I want us to go into the Liverpool discussion just now, I had a message here. I've lost it. It was from Zax Waweru. He was busy singing Walk On Through the Wind, Walk On Through the Rain. And yeah, we'll come to Liverpool just now. I want to show you a few, hey, guess what? Memes. But they're not Arab memes. I should have asked you to send me football memes. I want to share others. And I want you guys to see if you can identify any players you think your team should buy, if you can identify your goalkeeper, and if you can identify your strikers.
Okay.
Yeah? So give me 1 second here to let me see. Okay, share. Have a look. And tell me if you can, first of all, identify your keeper.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no.
Okay, can anybody identify their keeper? And then, let me wait. I have something else here to share. If I can figure my way around this. Let me tell you, whether you can identify your strikers or any of your players you want to buy. Okay, have you guys identified any players you can buy? Have you seen your keeper? Have you seen your strikers?
Clearly, the first video was our keeper.
No. That first video, that's not De Gea. That one.
That one I have to accept. That, no doubt, it has to be Kepa. That one has to be Kepa. I don't know what happened.
That's good.
and your striker, and your striker who scores penalties like that.
Who is
no.
that?
Oh no.
That's not our striker. That's Liverpool.
Anyway, that was just for a commercial break. But some of those ladies who are playing could surely make some differences in our Arsenal squad.
Yeah, true.
Hilda, or should I say Champion Hilda? I was told today she's Champion Hilda. First of all, how do you feel?
Yeah.
Champion, yeah.
How to flex a little bit.
How do you feel, my dear? It's been such a long wait.
Oh, it's really been a fantastic season.
Mm-hmm.
A really good season, 99 points. We just missed 1 point to 100, but I'll take the 99. 2 points better than last season. We've really had a good season. Yeah.
You have, but after Liverpool won, or rather, I can't believe Mwakidea wants to take credit. After Chelsea won the league for you, as they keep saying, as if you didn't have other games to play, what has happened to Liverpool? Because you suddenly started losing. Heck, you lost to Arsenal.
Yeah,
What happened? And anyone can chime in here, by the way. What happened to Liverpool?
Well, they lost to a big team.
Yeah,
but,
I think after winning and 7 games in, we won before 7 games. So I think after that there was a little bit of complacency, a bit of hangover and celebrations. I don't even our defense at some point was poor. Van Dijk, we found out Van Dijk is human. So I think it was just a bit of complacency after winning that early on in the season.
Arsenal showed the world that Van Dijk is human. Guys, what do you think happened to Liverpool? I mean, we're all watching, and I wanted Liverpool to beat Man City. Of course, I didn't want them to beat Arsenal, but I wanted them to beat Man City. But after a nice guard of honor, it was a pale shadow of themselves. What happened? Mwakidea, are you awake?
Yeah, I'm very much awake. First, I want to go back to what you said. We are the guys. I know Hilda, the champion. Let me address you with your right title. Hilda, the champion, might want to say otherwise, but I think Chelsea also kind of like, pushed them in the sense of us beating Man City, But I'll also have to give Liverpool the credit. To be honest, I think the coach has done a fantastic job. He's built that team, and you can see what he did with the defense, especially attacking. Very good. Liverpool are very good when it comes to attacking. But now they had to sort out their defense, bringing a very good player, and then after that, you could see that it's a complete team. And congrats to them. They deserve it. Absolutely.
I respect what Klopp has done this season more because they lost the league by 1 point last season.
Yeah.
It was such a difficult task to come back and do it even much better than they did it last season, because last season they definitely lost a bit of hope. You almost feel like we're going back to the Gerrard slip-up, but they've come back this season, played excellent.
Yeah, also I agree with Mwakidea. I think last season, what the problem, we really drew a lot of games. So coming into this season, the Klopp and the players knew we had to win every single game, so that we can maintain the number one in the league. So I think that, and Klopp really did a good job, keeping the mentality of those players, telling them to be better, to go again for another season, because it's very difficult to lose by a point, and that was decided on the last day of the season. So I really think that's why we are called mentality monsters, because he really had to bring them back and tell them we are going again. So I think credit to Klopp.
Also,
for Liverpool,
one more thing here, Carol.
Yes.
I was saying one more thing I really love about Liverpool also is the fact that their players, the consistency of their players, Akina Mo Salah, Akina Mane, Akina Firmino, these guys can, kama Firmino is not doing so well in the game, Mane is there, delivering. If it's not Mane, then Mo Salah is there delivering. So their team has got players who are very good and they can just, win games anytime.
Yeah. Alfred, you were saying?
I also agree. Liverpool have been really excellent, and they have such a good mixture of young and old players. I think that really assisted them, and they have leaders almost in every part. Whether it's the front, they have the likes of Salah and Mane. When you come to the midfield, they have Anderson. All those guys. So they've been, that mixture, I think, assisted them really very much.
Actually, my respect for Liverpool is the building process we've seen happen from the back room right to the coach to the front room. A couple of years ago, we're like, they're losing Luis Suarez, they're finished, Then they're losing Coutinho, they're finished, and then they're losing. So I think for me, one of the strengths I saw in Liverpool, yes, they're talented individuals, but what a team! What a team! As you're saying, The day Salah is off form, Firmino steps up. The day Mane, is Mane ever off form? I don't know. But
No, never.
He isn't. But there's always somebody who steps up to take the place of Liverpool. Now, there's no Man City represented here, but I think we should touch on this Man City team, simply because at some point in the season, watching them, I was like, how are they not champions? But it's like they left it too late. Who wants to come in here and assess how City played this season?
For me, City are really good. They are really a good team.
Well,
And,
I mean,
my view is, comes to the season, most likely City will be the guys. They are likely to take the league, in my opinion. Having the likes of De Bruyne, I think the problem they had, the reason why they lost this season is actually they have a problem in defense, especially after Laporte got injured. I think that their defense started leaking. So, in my view, City are a team to watch next season. I really don't think Liverpool will continue with the same pace and form.
So you think Liverpool have done it and they'll wait another 20 years? I don't think so. 30 years. 30 years.
Liverpool will do it again. Trust me, we will do it again. I think these players have an ability to be better again. So I think Liverpool will grind them out again. So I don't think Liverpool is going anywhere.
I know your network is acting up.
It's acting up.
A lot of us in Liverpool are they're actually aging. They're actually aging. So I don't know. I don't see them challenging.
For Man City,
for
Man City, they lost Company, which was a big blow, and they didn't really replace him. They are losing David Silva this season. He won't play again. And Aguero, honestly, is almost retiring. He's getting there. And maybe Jesus scores, but maybe not as much. And we know very well that De Bruyne is a very key role in that team, but I don't know whether other teams are going to come for him. So if they lose De Bruyne as well, and they've already lost Silva, I think they'll have a big problem. I honestly do.
Yeah.
That's when you get to see the likes of, I don't like Manu, but you'll see the likes of Manu stepping up. Chelsea has seemed to be stepping up already. Newcastle are getting, they're getting new owners. It might take them 2 years, but they're coming up. So it's going to be a very big fight.
And you've said what's happening with all the teams except Arsenal. What do you think we should do, Arab Mims? I mean, should we be patient the way Liverpool have been patient with Klopp? How patient should Arsenal be?
Patient. This season we've had 3 coaches this season. We've had Junberg and of course Good Evening, which was a big problem. So we need to accept that we're going to go through this for about 3 seasons before we can get back to where we were. So we need to be patient and give Arteta the chance. I don't think he's going to get the money that he needs this season. So I'm a realist, and I wouldn't want to say next season we're going to win the league. We won't, honestly, we won't. But
thank you for that.
2 or 3 years, I think we'll get back to top 2, top 3.
I think
Sorry, Hilda.
They have really good young players. The Saka, Willock, I think.
Saka is amazing,
I think Arteta just needs time to build his own team. And with young players, like those young English players, I think there's really potential, but it will take time for us now.
Yeah.
There's a comment here from Ochiweda. He says, Carol, Klopp started building the team immediately he was signed. He was given time, resources, and support from the club owners. That's the same thing that can happen if Arteta is given the support and the players he needs. Basically, what we are saying is that without the resources, it's going to be another
can
long,
I add
hard
something
road.
there also?
But, yes, my
I
dear.
think also the first season, Klopp didn't buy any player. In the first season, he came in, he used the player he had. As he looked at each player, tried to see where each player fits. Then from there, now he identified the positions where he needed to either to bring new players or to sell or to do that. So I think even for Arteta, he can be given a season just to use the players he has. Then from there, probably now get the resources. But I think with Arsenal, the problem with resources and money is also another sticky situation there. So
we have money. We are just misers. We have money.
Your owners
we have owners. Yeah, we have owners whose priority is not to spend. Our owners just do not like to spend.
Yeah.
But I keep telling Arsenal fans, it's not going to happen in one season, as you said. Means it's not even 2 or 3 seasons. Manchester United are literally recovering now from when Sir Alex left. You know, you're literally starting to look like the Man United of Sir Alex's reign. So it is going to take time. Transition takes time. And I wish all Arsenal fans can be practical and just say, just be patient.
Okay, let me build on, let me contribute a bit on what you guys have captured. First, I think on Man City, just quickly, I think Pep had, slowly the first season, maybe he didn't buy a lot of players, but then he started buying and started building his Pep team. And the way he loves to build his own team. The problem, of course, started when they, started having a little injuries here and there. And that complicated a few things for the team. But you must also, it's important to also note that whenever Pep, coach, be it in Spain, Germany, or now even in the Premier League, after some time, you get to understand how Pep works, or his team, his style, and so on. So even at Premier League level, teams have already started figuring Pep. So they might not actually be the team that will win the league, but they will know how to beat Pep. And that is enough for them not to win the league, So now guys have already started figuring out how to beat Manchester City. As for Arsenal, I don't know how more patient can you guys be, because patience is your second name. I mean, surely.
Hey, look how long it's taken Man United. Look how long it's taken Man United to get back to form since Alex left. I'm still going to be patient. We wasted time. We wasted time with what's his name? I've already forgotten his name. Good evening.
Can't even remember.
Yeah, that's how relevant he was to my life. But I believe with Arteta we can build something.
Well, we'll wait and see. We'll see. I mean, next season you're not winning the league anyway. Some of you have already confessed here.
I don't know. Did you guys, just to digress a bit, did you guys see Mane was not happy at all with Henderson winning the trophy, the PFA?
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't. Go, Hilda, go back, check all your team photos where Henderson is holding the trophy. He's not even there. He was missing. And generally, he felt that he needed.
That's really petty. I don't think it's a non-issue really. I don't think it's a big issue that. But still, Mane and Henderson are still in contention of Player of the Year. So I really, the way Liverpool works, the way Klopp makes his players, I don't think that is an issue for either player. If Mane wins it, the team will be happy. If Henderson wins it, the team will be happy. I really don't think that's an issue. Probably he was doing something else. He didn't get to the photo. So I really don't think it's an issue.
Check on it. Do that research and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Arafim, stop starting these controversies. You're behaving like a controversy. He's behaving like a blogger for hire.
Leave the champions alone, Bana, boss.
We only have about 12, 13 minutes left. Relegation battle. How painful was it for a team like Bournemouth yesterday? Because Bournemouth did everything right. And I mean, it just didn't work out for them because, I don't know, Arsenal, if we had conceded one more goal, you know, there were just so many painful permutations down there at the bottom. Goodbye to Norwich, but the other teams, I felt so sorry for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
For Bournemouth, yeah. Personally, I also wanted Bournemouth to remain in the Premier League. It was really sad seeing them go. I would rather even Aston Villa go and Bournemouth remain, but it really didn't pan out for them. Yeah, it's been a difficult season for Eddie Howe.
Based on yesterday's results, I would have wanted
Bournemouth
Bournemouth fought. But overall, because Aston Villa has an East African in the squad, I don't mind them staying.
I think you guys are not talking about Watford. Watford, they've been an attacking team for me.
Yeah.
They have a lot of quality players. I agree.
I think it was unfortunate for them to fire the coach with a game to go. So for me, they had a chance if they had maintained that coach.
I really don't understand the Watford owners. I really don't understand. It's really rare for them to have a manager who stays there more than 2 years. They sack their managers a lot. So when one manager starts his philosophy, he doesn't get the time to get into the players. But now he's gone. So I'm really disappointed again. I think more for the Watford owners.
It's a painful reality for most EPL clubs that managers are just not given time. Just not given time. Nobody's patient like Liverpool. Before we wrap, I just want us to quickly look at the promotion battle. I believe Leeds is already back and West Brom. Then there are the playoffs that are happening. Swansea beat Brentford yesterday, so they have a foot in the final of the playoff. And tonight, I believe it's Fulham versus Cardiff. Does anyone want to try a prediction for Fulham-Cardiff?
Fulham Cardiff.
I give it to Fulham.
Yeah, I also think Fulham are going to beat Cardiff.
Mm-hmm. You're just London clubs.
No, but they are good. No, it's not about London clubs. I think they're just going to beat Cardiff, no doubt. I think their experience and their players, Fulham is not a small team. So I'm pretty sure they're going to beat Cardiff. And on the teams which have been promoted, which is it's
Leeds and West
you
Brom.
Mentioned West Brom and Leeds. I'm pretty sure also I'm confident that West Brom are going to do very well because I know Leeds also has got history, but West Brom, them being in and out of Premier League, they kind of know their way around, and maybe they may be around now for a while,
All right, and then so if most of you are predicting Fulham in the final against Swansea, then who comes through?
Yeah.
If it is a Fulham-Swansea final,
I'll give it to Fulham.
You still give it to Fulham?
Fulham.
That it will make sense in that Swansea finished sixth, so it would be so unfair.
Swansea, I think that would go to
Sorry?
Swansea. I think that would go to, for Fulham Swansea. I think that would go to penalties, and Swansea would take it.
So
I'll give it to Swansea.
Yeah.
You'd give it to Swansea as well. Imagine they finished sixth. So I find that so unfair. They were the lowest team in the playoffs, and then they may just be the team that gets promoted next season. But all right, guys, I think.
What about Brentford?
Sorry?
The other team, Brentford. I'd love to see them in the Premier League.
Yeah, you have dreams and hopes. You keep praying for Liverpool to win a second title in 30 years. Very quickly before we go, this weekend we have the final of the FA Cup, Arsenal versus Chelsea. Mwakideo, there's a reason why, you keep lifting your jersey when you think it's suitable. There's a reason why you're embarrassed to wear your jersey today. I think on it's Saturday, you'll be embarrassed to wear your jersey again. Because FA Cup belongs to, which club?
Let me tell you something. I'm not even going to answer that. But let me tell you something. We are going to beat. Do you know we're going to beat you guys convincingly? You know, convincingly this time around. It's not a matter of what is UFA is a trophy for this team or that. No. Over the season, you can easily tell which team is better than the other. Chelsea is better than Arsenal by way far.
The final has nothing to do with the league performance, my friend.
I can embarrassingly, Justice, I can embarrass.
Let me tell you something.
Sorry, I can embarrassingly say that Man City has also been better than Arsenal. I can embarrassingly say that Man City has been better than Arsenal throughout the season. But we all saw what happened in the semis.
And Liverpool.
Okay, I would say this.
Yes, Alfred.
If Arsenal played the way they played against Man City and Liverpool, they were so solid. They were so organized. I mean, there was no, those places to take advantage of. Then I think I'll give it to Arsenal. I don't like Arsenal, but on this one, they will win. By the way,
Alfred, I have a few spare jerseys I can give you, for that speech.
No, I don't like jerseys.
Arab Mims, your prediction for the final. Well, Justice, you've spoken about the final. Let the Arsenal fans speak.
Okay.
I think Giroud will be a problem that day. Pulisic will be a problem that day.
Yeah.
But the mighty Gunners will win 3-1.
3-1 to the Gunners. Who else wants to make a prediction?
I think it's going to be 4-2 for Chelsea.
I'll give it 2-1 to the Gunners.
2-1 to the Gunners. Hilda?
I think also, as you said, if the Gunners play the same way they played against Man City and against us, where they're defensively solid, I think they can carry this. But if Luis doesn't turn up, I think it's going to be a problem. Containing Pulisic and Giroud or Hudson-Odoi or those other players, it will be very difficult for them. So I'll give it to Chelsea. I think Chelsea will edge it. 2-1 to Chelsea.
By the way, the scary thing for us Arsenal fans, we don't know which squad mentally, not even on paper. We don't know which squad mentally will turn up. If it's our best, we win. If it's the one led by Luis.
That final will have two factors. Oliver Giroud and David Luiz. That is it, I'm telling you.
But then me have beef with Giroud. He never did that for Arsenal. Then he goes, anyway, that's another story. the way he's scoring for Chelsea. But guys, it's actually 9 o'clock and we have to wrap up. I've actually had so much fun.
It was really good.
It was really nice.
For me, this show is about the fans. And for those of you who are watching, by the way, I'll put a post up sometime in the middle of the week. You can put a short clip, maybe 1 minute of yourself analyzing, and you could be the one on the show next week. But I think you guys have been fantastic. Hilda, I'm your new biggest fan.
Pardon?
I'm your new biggest fan.
Carol, how can you be a fan of
Oh my, thank you so much.
What? Actually, how can I be a fan? Wasn't she fantastic?
You've always been a closet fan of Chelsea. I've always known this.
I said Hilda, not Liverpool.
No, it's okay.
Hilda.
It's okay. It's okay.
Personally, she's saying personally.
This is how words are. Gunners for life. But guys, Alfred Kibet, Man United supporter, thank you for being here. Justice Makideo, I saw your son Jazz peeping in just now. Say hi to Jazz.
Yeah.
And also read my blog. Read my blog.
And don't mislead Jazz to support Chelsea. Arab Memes, thanks for coming. Guys can follow Arab Memes on social media. Hilarious. My sister is your new biggest fan, by the way. I don't know if you've seen her stalking you.
Oh, thank you, Flo. Thank you, Flo.
Flo, you've
I
been
appreciate
so thank. And Hilda, tell us about your blog as well, Hilda, so we can also read it and follow you.
Yeah, my blog is called spotify.co.ke. It's Spotify by Chepto. I mainly write football analysis, different aspect of football, the business part, analysis, all that. So just go and check it out.
Well done.
Hilda Chepto on Facebook. Yeah.
Hilda Chepto. And
Awesome.
this video will still be on Radull Live for, well, forever. It's on Facebook, yeah. So you can tell your friends to come and watch it anytime, whether the show has ended or not. And if they want to be a part of the show, they can come in. At a later date, if you guys want to come back, you can, but I'll be killed if they see you and they've not had their own chances, because I want fans to be heard. I want fans to be heard. And Arab Memes, thanks for stepping in the last 1 hour.
You're welcome. No
Give us
problem.
a chance just before the season starts.
Sorry?
I'm saying you should give us a chance, another chance, just before the season starts.
So that we can count how many penalties you'll get in the season.
Of course.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Thanks, guys. It's been real, and we'll see you next time, yeah? And please spread the word. The Terrace. The show is called The Terrace.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us, Carol.
It's been a pleasure.
Awesome
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Awesome show.